Good morning, kids. Today we're checking out a bit of an old video from Dead Meat from 2020, the kill count for 12-hour shift. Let's hop in and see what happens during this late night.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James
What
H.
up,
Neese,
James?
and today we're looking at 12-Hour Shift, released in 2020. I chose this movie about healthcare workers, partially because, by many accounts, this is about the 1-year anniversary of living with Schmarona. If I say the real word, YouTube might freak out. But the other
Yes, of
reason I
course.
chose it is
That's what
because
it
I
is.
really love this movie. 12-Hour Shift takes place in 1999 and follows Mandy, a give-no-fucks nurse with a drug addiction that she pays for by selling organs. You know, your standard protagonist. She's been on this grind for a while,
There
but
it is.
tonight everything goes wrong, thanks in large part to her cousin Regina, who's just one of a parade of zany characters running around in this hospital. Yeah, dog, including one played by David Arquette. And if you can believe it, Mick freaking Foley, too. They all light their own fuses to
I feel
this
like I know
powder
that
keg of a
character, but
plot,
I
and by the
don't.
tumultuous final act, you've got plans getting
Yeah, I
blown
can't
up
remember.
in just about every scene. It's one of my absolute favorite films that came out last year, a hilarious, low-budget dark comedy that's both horror adjacent and very much like a Coen Brothers film. Plus, even though it takes place in Arkansas, it reminds me of my Midwestern hometown, a testament to its accurate portrayal of working-class, salt-of-the-earth folk. Even though this is
There
a
it
heightened
is.
universe with wacky shenanigans all around, the characters feel like real people. It was hard not to include every single line of dialogue, since it all felt so genuine and funny to me. 12-Hour Shift
you
was
have to
written
cut
and
it.
directed
I'll
by
cut
Bria
some.
Grant, who might best be known for her acting career, which includes a role in NBC's Heroes. We've seen her on The Kill Count and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as Maya,
Oh,
one of
yeah.
Laurie Strode's friends. She also stars in and wrote the brand new Lucky, which premiered on Shudder last week, and we
Of
talked to
course.
her about all these things on this week's Dead Meat podcast, which you should definitely check out. It was hard for me to not fanboy too much. I especially love that she wrote a movie
You
with a
gotta hold in that
predominantly female
nod.
cast and did so in a way that's truly feminist. Just let women be people.
We write these really great roles for women, but they're always like up on these pedestals. But I wanted to see a woman have a lot of flaws, and all of the female characters have a lot of flaws.
Everyone in 12-Hour
Yeah,
Shift
pretty
is
much.
flawed as fuck, and it makes for one hell of an entertaining watch. Healthcare workers
Why
are
was that guy
heroes who
blinded?
save lives for a living. As someone who counts kills for work, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel towards them. Nah, just kidding. They're great!
Equilibrium. They save, you count
The
them.
movie begins in Arkansas in 1999, where night nurse Mandy waits to begin her double shift. Not a great start to her
Ooh,
night when
double
the day
shift.
shift
Those
staff's
always
throwing
suck.
shade.
You know, I never know if someone being quiet is a sign that they ain't got nothing to say or they ain't got nothing going on up here.
But Mandy ain't the type
Sometimes
to take
it's both.
insults lying down.
Hey, Kathy,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Haha, yeah, Kathy, go eat some dirty butts, then suck a fat wad of title card. Mandy's played by
card.
Angela Bettis, last seen on the kill count as Carrie in the 2002 TV movie version.
Oh,
She's
no
got a
way.
real rough shift ahead of her, starting with quotidian annoyances like Mr. Kent, a hypochondriac who's so high-strung he's adding H's to words where they don't belong.
I don't like to be wet.
Then avoid water, dude. There's also a state
Don't
prisoner
be
murderer
wet.
who's here because he tried to kill himself, and an OD patient who turns out to be Mandy's brother Andrew, though she doesn't
Oh,
tell
crap.
any of her coworkers that fun fact. The only way she gets through it all is with her steel nerves. Well, those and by
cocaine.
snorting painkillers. The painkillers help a
Painkillers,
lot,
painkillers,
actually.
painkillers.
Working under
Not
desk
coke,
nurse
not
Karen,
coke.
played by Nakia Gamby Turner, Mandy sells organs harvested from patients at the hospital. Tonight, she's selling a kidney and some other stuff to her cousin Regina, this absolutely incredible character. She's introduced perfectly, her adolescent attitude on full display as the movie's soundtrack is taken over by its unique score.
That is kind of a unique score. Why would you also spin yourself when you're drinking? That's gonna make you even
This
more
memorable
drunk.
score,
Or dizzy.
consisting of a drum
Both.
set, bowed strings, and opera singers, was composed by Matt Glass, who also served as one of this movie's many producers, as
Oh, that's
well as
cool.
its cinematographer. As you'll come to see, 12-Hour Shift was made by a very small crew,
Whatever you're picturing, divide it by 5.
and everyone had to wear a lot of different hats. Producer
I was
Christina
literally thinking, like,
McLarty
5
Arquette, for
people.
instance, also acted as line producer and
That'd be
first
too
AD.
small.
A lot of her responsibilities for her first feature-length narrative. And Mandy's comatose brother Andrew is played by the film's assistant cam op, Aaron Pruch. The small production
that's cool.
gives the movie that authentic indie feel, which I love. Regina is Mandy's cousin by marriage, a point Mandy stresses since she doesn't want to claim this idiot as family.
I like to use the soda and extra cold in here.
Mandy just wants to get paid, which is the only thing Regina does right here. The part she gets wrong is when she forgets to take the kidney as she fucks off from the hospital and drives away looking like Angeline. Mandy's
Well,
not
I better have
exactly the
your
best at
kidney
her
taken.
job either, though. With a bedside manner, that's mostly annoyance. And when she tries to feign compassion, she just ends up looking kind of like Smeagol. She's quick to steal pills and pleasantries from her
How
patients.
could you?
But that doesn't mean she's unable to connect with those as miserable as her. Like Mr. Collins here, who thinks this dialysis room smells sad.
You ever smelled sadness?
Only every day.
That's why even though he's got
Gotta
less
chuckle.
than 3 months to live, she's unable to bring herself to bleach his bloodstream and take his organs for a new batch of product. She tells Karen she'd rather get the organs from the prisoner, Jefferson, and since he's slated for execution, Karen figures it couldn't hurt. The problem is that
that
Jefferson,
could work.
played by David Arquette, you know, Spree, Scream, WCW, is
Oh.
being guarded by a backup touring member for Green Day. And it would be
Dude,
Green
as
Day
hell.
too. Don't forget, this is 1999. Just listen to that news report.
And that Beanie Baby sold for over $500 right here in town.
Wow, better stock
Bullshit.
up on those. Our top story this evening is the Police Force Y2K Preparation Convention.
Regina's been taking her damn sweet time getting the kidney back to her boss, her scary cousin Nicholas.
Regina, where the fuck have you been?
Nick, of course, is played by 3-time WWE champ, my favorite wrestler of all time, Mrs. Foley's baby boy, Michael Francis McFoley.
Okay,
Bang, bang!
yeah, that-
if
that
anyone
is
knows
kinda
the
cool. That
value
is
of good
awesome.
body parts, it's definitely one-eared Nick. Foley's not in the movie much, but he's great in his role. And what is that you're wearing, Mick? A $500 shirt? Borrow it from a friend? The dude's got no love for Regina when she delivers a cooler that's lacking a kidney.
What is this?
I use those to keep it a little bit cooler.
A powerful client needs a kidney tonight,
And guess
so
what?
unless Regina wants to
Ain't
be
no
the donor,
kidney.
she'd better get back to that hospital and find one fast.
It takes 30 minutes to get there. She's not back in an hour. Drag her back by the hair.
And the powder keg's first fuse is lit. That's
Oh,
about all
boy.
the Mick
Well,
we get,
light
which is
it.
why he was on set for only a single day. When he wasn't filming his parts, he was visiting patients and signing things in the real hospital they filmed at, because that's just the kind of guy that Mick Foley is. He was brought
Hell yeah,
on by
I'll give
David
that a
Arquette,
thumbs up.
who, just like his wife Christina, was one of this film's producers.
So I called up Mick. He did us a favor, came down there, had some fun for a couple days.
The Arquettes, who were with the project from day one, were also responsible for Ric Flair's stepson Sebastian being in the scene with Mick Foley.
Oh
They
yeah,
got
that guy
all
does
the
look like
wrestling connections.
Ric Flair in a
You
way.
cast Mick Foley in something. Stone Cold.
No,
Stone.
Rick Astley. That's who I was thinking of. Not Rick Flair. Oh,
Like, hey, David.
Rick Astley. That's who I was
Lose my
thinking of.
number. Maybe it wasn't right for that part.
Regina gets back to the hospital and finds Mandy in her brother Andrew's room.
Yo, D, what's it about this family that makes you guys all into junkies, huh?
She shows Mandy that the organs are missing, no longer by the loading dock spurt machine, and though Mandy doesn't give a damn,
Damn it.
since it's
How
not
could
her
you do
problem,
this?
Regina begs her for help
How could
in
you
order
fail?
to avoid Nicholas's wrath.
He's gonna take my kidney. He said so. How many do I need to live?
One,
How many was I born with?
two.
That's not too bad.
Regina is one of my
I mean-
favorite comedic characters ever.
You would have to give up drinking or go on dialysis. As to, well, you can still drink, but, you know, spend a few hours every day and getting your blood cycled. So, quit the booze, bitch.
It blows my mind that actor Chloe Farnworth is British and had to learn a southern accent to portray this wide-eyed psychopath.
I wanted her to be like she's in this bubble and she only really sees what's in front of her and inside this bubble and doesn't really think of the consequences.
Regina
Oh, like
suggests
tunnel
they take
vision.
the organs from
Okay.
Andrew, but when she tries to convince Mandy by bringing up that he used to abuse her as a child, it shuts the conversation down. Mandy out! In need of a kidney now, Regina steals a pair of scrubs Chubbs to go
Oh,
find
no.
one herself.
Oh,
Peruse
no,
runs
no,
into
no, no.
speed bumps like head nurse Janet and a lost hospital patron who looks kind of like Nancy Pelosi, 3 decades ago. But
Oh,
she still
shit, I
finds
see
her
it.
way to the dialysis room where she meets Mr. Collins and sees a golden opportunity.
No,
Meanwhile,
no.
Mandy still has to secure Jefferson's organs for the next day's delivery, so she spikes a coffee with morphine and gives it to Billy No Armstrong. While she's waiting for the night-night juice to kick in, hospital klaxons go off because Mr. Collins has been
you know what?
discovered dead, with bleach poured down his throat, which is now bubbling out of his
Oh
neck.
my god!
I said bleach, Janet. B-L-E-A-C-H. For those
Pull
of you
down the throat, dude! Oh my, go ahead.
who love random dead meat connections, this isn't the first time actor Ted Ferguson has gone on the kill count. He was a background actor in The Mist who left the store with Andre Brower and got killed off screen. Also, if the
doesn't look as
whole
good without
bleach in the
Beal.
dialysis machine thing sounds familiar, it's because Bria Grant got the idea from the tragic crimes committed by Kimberly Clark Sains, a nurse who killed several patients that way in Grant's home region of East Texas. That story,
Bitch.
and the urban legend of waking up to find your kidney missing, were some of her inspirations writing this script. With a patient so visibly dead, Mandy and Karen could be in trouble. Even more trouble than that obviously guilty baby back there. Take a look at that mess. That kid is in trouble.
What is
Mandy
that?
discovers that Regina's the one who killed Mr. Collins, hoping to get his kidney so she can take it back to Nick.
Punctual.
What Regina didn't realize is that Mr. Collins was on dialysis, meaning he had garbage kidneys that they can't even use.
You are such a stupid bitch.
With
Yeah, so
cops
she
on
just
the
killed a
way
guy
and both
and didn't
cousins
do
having
research.
dirt on each other, Mandy agrees to find a kidney for Regina to get her out of her.
I'm sorry, but that just ticks me off. If you're gonna kill a person to take the organs, you gotta do research on them. The guy was literally on dialysis in front of you. You still killed him, and what's he said? You are a dumb bitch.
Her hair. Ephraim, the security guard, has finally been knocked out, but now Jefferson the prisoner is conscious and confessing.
I murdered a cop. I hate cops. But I love blondes.
So, yeah, he's not gonna work as a donor. But Mandy will come
Drug
through
him.
for your reg. Just go wait outside, okay? She finds a patient suitably terminal and familyless and euthanizes him by, I think, injecting morphine into his IV. Whether he was on his deathbed or not, this murder is fucked up. I'm glad the movie spends the page showing how
no
even
one's
the
a mourning,
hardened
though.
and drug-dolled Mandy can still feel the heaviness of what she just did. She's pulled in for questioning about Mr. Collins's bleachy death alongside fellow nurse Dorothy, a real devout type. Officer Myers says he'll stay here all night in order to protect the ladies, but like everyone else in this movie, the dude's kind of a doofus.
It's just an out of the ordinary type situation.
You can say that again.
It was just an out of the ordinary type situation.
Oh my god, I am face palming to this guy.
I get it.
Karen tips off Mandy that the morphine victim's in the morgue, so she heads down there and prepares to perform an amateur nephrectomy. The morgue,
hell is
the
that?
patient rooms, and all the other hospital locations, even the laundry room, were filmed at a real hospital in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Dorothy's
Looks a little
actor,
small.
Tara Perry, was born and raised there, and since she and her husband, Jordan Wayne Long, who also plays a cop, were producers on the film, they helped
Hey,
secure
that's
an
cool.
entire floor of the Arkansas Continued Care Hospital while it was closed for reservations. That gave this low-budget film all the pre-done production design they needed.
They were really helpful.
Incredible.
So
It
helpful.
was incredible because we had this hospital with all the stuff and
Benefits of
you
having
know,
connections.
It was kind of perfect.
They're like, do you need extras? We're nurses.
I know, we kept meeting all the nurses. It's amazing.
What's more, the hospital had a storage room with old equipment that conveniently matched the 90s setting. And the working
Perfect.
nurses helped out when the crew had questions about how things would be done in real life.
There was one point where there was a nurse there with me, and I was like, is she too harsh, like, in this moment? And the nurse was like, she's not harsh enough.
Outside of the parking lot, Regina sees that Nicholas's henchman Mikey is here looking for her. With her path back inside the hospital blocked by a thirsty cop, she turns a third direction, one with a horny skater boy. Poor kid. He was just getting the hang of ollieing, too. She seduces the skater boy, then says see you later boy, as she pulls out a knife and murders him in a scene edited with Mandy cutting out a kidney. The fun editing is accompanied by a diegetic song, a gospel tune sung in the chapel by Dorothy.
So you could have just told Mikey to wait like 5 minutes. Whole cousin was inside cutting it out as they spoke. Frickin'. Oh my God, this woman is.
Been to Jesus for his cleansing
Oh my
power.
God,
Makes
that woman
sense
is
that
insufferable.
actor-producer Tara Perry's singing a song here. In the early 2010s, she
Okay.
was part of a musical preschool Nickelodeon show, The Fresh Beat Band. In
Oh,
fact,
shit.
she's joined by Fresh Beat Band member Thomas Hobson for the song. As his character, EMT Derek, picks up the second verse, right as Mandy and Regina each pick up a shiny new organ.
Are you washed in the blood?
See how easy it is to just wait?
The song continues until Mandy knocks over a tray in the morgue,
fuck.
which brings in Officer Myers and his overeager energy. He doesn't question what Mandy's
Put the
doing
gun down.
with the body, and instead offers to help her put it back on the table. I love how oblivious this guy is. He's like a puppy with a badge.
Oh, sorry.
He pretty much is.
Probably not allowed to touch that, huh?
Yeah, better not.
Yeah,
Dude's
get
a
the fuck
much
out.
worse cop than he was an art director at SC&P. Mandy
Oh,
puts the new
shit.
kidney in the cooler with a can of soda to keep it extra cold in there, but pretty quickly learns that Regina didn't have the patience to wait because Dorothy just found the skater boy's body on a smoke break.
Oh God, I shouldn't even
Oh.
be smoking.
And now that Mikey dude's in the lobby asking about Regina, how much
Just-
freaking gunpowder can we pack into this keg? Mandy and
Just
Karen
getting
ignore
fatter on
Mr.
battle.
Kent, never noticing he's found their missing organs, and instead they find Regina and chase her into the chapel. They are not very pleased with her.
Damn, bitch, where's your shoes?
That guy pooped on him when he died.
At least she got the kid's kidney, which she's keeping in her panties now. Except,
Dude!
turns out, that's not a kidney. Regina cut out the skateboarder's bladder by mistake.
I hate you.
Mandy tries to take
Oh,
Regina
so
to
you
the
got the
vending
right
machine,
fucking
give her the
thing.
kidney
God.
she acquired. No need for that panty bladder anymore. But they get intercepted and separated by head nurse Janet, ensuring that nothing is in order as the film begins its final act with some dancing courtesy of EMT Derek. You know, he's kind of like a liminal character, if that makes sense. Oh, also looks like Jefferson's freed himself
Ah,
from his
crap.
cuffs and has freed the Pop Punky security guard from his shackles of life on Earth.
Damn.
Mandy's need for a drug fix causes her to
Probably
fall
just went-
apart in front of the hospital patrons, as Regina's nurse disguise falls apart when she can't answer Dorothy's difficult question.
Where are your shoes?
Panic tray! Better skedaddle! She runs
Panic
down towards
tray.
the loading dock, only to be caught by Nicholas's rat-tailed henchman, Mikey. No worries,
Where is
though.
it?
She should be in the clear, thanks to that kidney in the cooler and some sexy dancing moves.
No, do not try all that sexy shit with me, Regina.
Just
You
hand
are
him the
covered in
damn
blood and
kidney.
puke.
Well, at least she's got the kidney in the Oh, man. what
Why
the
does
fuck?
that keep happening?
Fucking deed, Regina.
Mandy tries to steal more morphine from her brother, but is caught by Nurse Janet. Since she's already on probation for a prior drug incident, her only way out is to lie with the truth and admit that the OD patient is her estranged half-brother.
I'm sorry. I really do trust you. I just wanted to make sure he was getting the best care.
It gets her off the hook with Janet, but not
Well,
completely with
I mean, there
Officer
you go, at
Myers.
least.
And after the discovery of Efron, dead, and Dorothy, knocked out but still alive, he's so high-strung and suspicious he pulls a gun on her. Not for long, though.
Damn!
I fucking hate cops. We already went over this.
Regina convinces Mikey that they could take an
Okay,
entire body
okay,
for extra
wow.
organs, which is why Mandy finds them in Andrew's room, Regina trying to suffocate him. Knock that shit off, Reg.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hold on, folks. Be right back. And we're back.
They tell Mandy that the second kidney she got has also gone missing, and as she throttles her cousin's neck out of frustration, Officer Myers arrives and starts a shootout with Mikey Rattail. They both take bullets in the shoulder,
Dude,
but
you had a
Myers is the
clear
only one
aim.
who goes down. Since he still wants Andrew's organs, Mikey forces Mandy to load her brother into a wheelchair. After the emergency lights come on, though, she gets him in the eye with a syringe. Her
That's
escape
why
with
he's
Regina
blinded.
and Andrew is blocked on one side by demonic Deputy Dewey, and on the other by Rat-Tail Pliskin. Head nurse Janet winds up in the middle too, but
Run!
when Mikey slits her throat with a syringe, she stands her ground and punches him back. A little later,
Wait, with a
Mandy's able to
syringe?
patch her up, keeping Janet safe and sound
I think you
from
meant
the kill
scalpel.
count. I'm glad Janet made it, because she's low-key hilarious. And in another example of how interconnected this movie's cast and crew is, actor Brooke Sagan is on an improv team with Tara Perry, and was also in a previous
Hey.
project written by Bria Grant, the 2014 Nerdist web series Real Housewives of Horror.
I live for
That
fresh
sounds
baked cookies
fun.
and the love of our Lord, Satan.
There's a whole bunch
Okay,
of hijinks
wasn't expecting
between
that.
a whole bunch
Should've.
of characters. I like when Karen gets an eye full of Jefferson.
Oh,
shit.
And eventually, Marky chases the ladies down into the loading dock, where he finds them hiding behind some spurt. Together, they're able to push the vending machine over and crush him to death with it. I love that Regina immediately considers taking his kidney.
He's dead.
No.
Sorry, Reg.
No, fuck
Not
this,
this
I'm out.
wicked witch of the West Ward. Jefferson comes outside and tries to take Regina as a hostage. But by this point, Mandy's sticking up for her fans, so she pushes the murderer off the loading dock. But don't worry, a bump like that's not gonna put this guy down. You cannot kill David Arquette. He takes off as sirens grow ever closer, and Mandy tells Regina that she should get out of there too. Gotta ditch the scrubs though. They're hospital property and covered in blood. Since Regina used her panties to hold a bladder mistaken for a kidney, she drops Trow Commando style and bounces out of the movie butt-ass naked. The deaths are attributed to suicide, accident, or David Arquette, leaving Mandy and Karen in the unlikely position of getting off completely scot-free. Just, maybe get out of there before Mr. Kent comes in, waving all those stolen organs around.
How did he just keep finding them? It doesn't make sense. Why would he go out to open a cooler and not take the cooler inside with... This guy is a hypochondriac, but he's a hypo dumbass as well.
Now you're gonna pay attention. Got the organs in my hands. Okay, thank you.
Got the organs in my hand.
Mandy goes out to the parking lot. As the credits begin to play, she sets an alarm, implying that she sleeps in her car until she has to get up and work again. The movie ends with her returning for another shift. Except, wait a minute, do you hear that?
Oh, fuck.
By God. Statistically, you're most likely to die inside a hospital. Let's see how many people that rang true for here and get to the numbers.
Let's go. Okay, for a second I thought that was an apple, but I know it's a kidney.
5 people died in 12-hour shift, with the victims entirely male. A lot of near misses in this one. Could have had 3 extra kills in there easy. With a runtime of 88 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 17.6 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw coolest kill to Mikey, because even though it wasn't bloody at all, they made him go splat with spurt. That's funny. The machete for lamest kill will go to the man killed by Mandy with morphine. That one was half kill and half euthanasia. And that's it. 12-Hour Shift came out in 2020 and is a breath of fresh air to watch. I love its humor and energy. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice.
This has been the Kill Count.
Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count.
Well, folks, that has been another episode. I thank you all for joining me in this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.